turned this way. We're usually long, but I stream this live for the members of my Elite Coaching and Mastermind. They get 2 brand new live workouts each month, and they get to pick what we do. And right now, YouTube is being funky, and it's not letting me switch the screen orientation. So here we are. We're here. It's okay. We might even be a little lopsided because my whole tripod was set up differently, but whatever. We're here. We're doing the thing. Now, we are going to be talking today about knee pain relief for walkers and runners. If you've been following my story, by the way, hi, I'm Gretchen Gegg. One thing that I do is I love to do those Disney races, but I didn't do them for a really, really long time because I thought they weren't for me. I was like, I'm not a runner. I've done a couple half marathons. I'll be honest, it wasn't the most enjoyable thing. I kind of hated the training. Like, that's just not who I am. But then I was like, you know what? Other people are like me. They want to be part of that hype. They want to be part of that atmosphere, but they're sitting there thinking, I'm not a runner. So 2 years ago, not quite 2, but close to 2 years ago, I did my first Disney race with my friend Rachel. And our goal was to see if we could go from our kind of normal training. Now we're not untrained. We work out every day, but we don't run necessarily. She's more of a runner than me, but I like to go for long walks. I like to strength train. We want to see if we could take ourselves just where we are and do a Disney race. And friends, we challenged ourselves. We went to the very back of the very last corral. And I think we started next to last group because they separate the groups by a few minutes. Next to last group. And we walked it. And let me tell you this, we couldn't stop for any princesses. Like, we didn't get to stop and do that whole experience. And at one point we tried, and then we saw the end of the race, like the balloon ladies. They're the ones that sweep you off the course, right? They were right behind us. So we started booking it. I mean, we were like, we got to go. So we figured, hey, guess what? We can do it. We absolutely can do it. But we do need to put a little bit more emphasis on doing regular walks, walking correctly, and then protecting ourselves from some of the things that crop up when we just try to go and do these things for the experience of it. So that's kind of my short story. I'll link the very first video, the last couple races I did in the description of this. So you're welcome to go in there and check out those videos. Like and subscribe though, because I'm about to do another one in the very beginning of November. So that should be fun. Today though, we're talking about knee pain. You don't have to be a walker or runner for this to crop up. We're going to be doing some exercises, and I'm going to show them to you today. Yes, you can work out with me. This can be a workout thing, but then you don't have to actually go back and watch this again. You can just do it on your own whenever you want to. Now, one of the very first things that I want to show you, and it's going to look a little weird because we're not going to be doing this for long periods of time, is the best thing you can do for your knee, and this is just simply backward walking, right? Backward walking. You're like, oh, great, this is going good places. But on your walks, challenge yourself to turn around, make sure you know what's ahead of you, and walk backwards for about a minute. Better yet is if you're holding something heavy and walking backward like a wheelbarrow. My husband's knees were bothering him, and he was redoing our outdoor kitchen, and I said, look, instead of pushing the stuff in the wheelbarrow, turn around and walk backwards. And I swear, like, that stopped it completely. So that alone. So walking backward is the best thing that you can do. And if you're kind of just watching this, just around your house while I've been chit-chatting, you can just walk backward. You're going to want to walk backward for longer periods of time, more of a distance, but that's what to do. Next thing, now you might want something to hold on to for this because it can be a bit of a balance challenge, is going to be our knee over toe lunge. One foot comes forward, one toe goes back, not too far back, so not your typical like way back ready to lunge, not too far back. And then you're going to send the knees right in line with the toes as far forward as you can. You can let the heel lift and then push back. And you're going to aim to do about 10 of these each leg and push back. Going as far as you can. It'll be a little bit of a stretch and a bit of strengthening. Dropping forward and pushing back. Good. Hello to those who are here live. Thanks for tuning in. Nicely done. If you're with me, I'm on 6, I believe. I was talking. 7. And we're not going to move the foot after this. 8. This is 9 and 10. And then again, we don't move the legs. We're going to stay here. And now you're just, without moving anything else, going to lift up the heel and back down. You're going to aim for about 10 of those. Good. Lift and lower. And how often should we do this? 1 day a week. 1 day a week. Just give some love back to the knees. What you can do too is on those long walks though, throw some walking backwards. Throw it in as part of your cool down, as part of your warm up. Any walks you do outside. Walking backwards helps. Nicely done. Switching sides. Let me talk to you for a second about a bonus thing that I found out. So again, knees forward. I need to come a little bit closer. Feeling that in the front of our leg, and it's okay to feel it in the knee, just not pain. Okay, we'll feel it. There'll be sensation, but not pain. So one of the bonuses that I have noticed about doing this, at one point in my life, would get plantar fasciitis pretty quickly. It was when I was in college. I was rowing. And ever since then, I blame it on the 4:30 a.m. practices in cold water. That's just me. I've noticed that it tends to crop up quicker. That's the pain on the bottom of the foot. Doing these exercises has helped stop that pattern, which is interesting. I'm thinking there's something to do with how I'm walking and my gait. If you're with me, we're doing one more for 10. Staying low, let's lift the heel for 10, 9, good. You're doing such a good job. So these aren't meant to be like, oh, I'm breathless, it's challenging. I did film a video right before this, so if I'm sweaty, blame it on that one. But this isn't meant to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. It's meant to challenge you in a new way. That might be 10, might not be. We should have done about 10. The next thing, exercise 4. So walking backwards is going to be an exercise. Exercise 4 is going to be toe lifts. So we're going to start by sitting somewhere. I'll show you an optional place to do toe lifts in a moment. And we're just going to lift, 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 lift. Now for this, I'd like to go for time. I'd like to go for about a minute. Alternately lifting the toes. You can also lift both at one time. Tapping, 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 tapping. Just alternately lifting the toes. And you're probably feeling where you'll feel this. This is in the shins. These are also muscles that if you're walking correctly, by the way, I'll link this video too. I have a great video that talks about how to do the walk correctly and not just, power through, but to actually walk in a way that's going to be good for your body and fast, right? Because we'd like to be a little fast. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Nicely done. Where are we at? We're not quite there yet. We're going to give ourselves about 15 more seconds. Nicely done. So exercise 1, walking backwards. Exercise 2, knees over toe lunge. Exercise 3, heel lifts. Exercise 4, toe lifts, and stop. Exercise 5 is going to be a wall sit. So moving this lovely little thing out of the way. Actually, I'm going to show you a bonus of that one. I didn't plan well for this at all, did I? We'll move these guys out of the way. Hi, welcome to me in my reorienting my garage. Not coming to HGTV anytime soon because I'm a hot mess. Okay, perfect. Woo! All right, so you're gonna need a wall. Hi, welcome to wall sit. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna have our feet about a foot away to start. Lean back against the wall. Walk our feet out and lower our hips down until ultimately our hips and our toes are parallel. Now here, again, we're gonna look at about 1 minute. Now, what if we're like, I'm already dying, this is terrible. Then this is what you do. You crawl up the wall a little bit. Then you crawl up the wall a little bit. I mean, pretty soon you might be like leaning against the wall. Keep a soft bend in your knees, by the way, if you're hypermobile like me, double jointed. But what we want to do is stay as low for as long as we can. Now, we did those fast toe lifts. An option here is to do a couple slow toe lifts while we're on the wall. Just might distract us a little bit. Right? A couple slow toe lifts. You can do the heel lifts too. Nice and slow. So you have lots of things that can keep you focused or not focused. And guess what? We only have 15 more seconds. So you're almost done, a minute on the wall. Nicely done. And breathe. Perfect. Now slowly walking yourselves up, pushing away. You're going to get a mat for the last couple exercises that you're going to do. And I'm going to rearrange my garage. So the next exercises that we have, we can really say exercise 6 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So we can do, there will be 5 exercises that are closely related. You could really just call them all one thing, or we can make them 5 different exercises. So here's what they are. Let me scoot you over. I mean, seriously, like, why did I do this now? This is not HGTV. You don't come to me for home decor ideas. All right, you're gonna be on the ground to start on your back for exercise 1. Toe, one leg is out, other knee is pointing to the sky. We're gonna flex the foot so the toe is also pointing to the sky. Make sure that it is, and you're gonna bring this leg up to your thigh 5 to 10 times. Good. And it's not going up past your thigh. The reason I say 5 to 10 times is we go a lot of places with this. All right. Let's say that's 6, right? Without switching sides yet, turn the toe out and point it a little bit. So now I want you to think about bringing the inside of the knee up to the sky for 10. Here, 5 to 10. Like I said, this gets lengthy. This is exercises 6 and 7. 1, walking backwards. 2, knees over toe lunge. 3, heel raises. 4, toe raises. 5, wall sit. 6, parallel leg lift. 7, externally rotate leg lift. Let's do the same thing on the other leg, starting with the parallel leg lift. Foot is flexed. All right, so the secret sauce is this. We're actually going to be doing this exercise 2 times each leg, but we're going to change the upper body position. I'll give ourselves a break in between. How about that? I'll do one exercise that's a little bit different in between. When you're ready, turn the toe out and lift. Working those inner thighs, keeping them nice and strong. Something that happens, especially in women, we can point the toe, that's right, is that our inner thighs start to get, the muscles here, our vastus medialis, as well as our adductors, get less strong than our abductors, outer legs. Why? Because we stand like this, right? We stand with our toes slightly out. When you've done 10, you can stop. Your break is going to be bridge. So glute squeeze, keep the shoulders down and don't quite touch the butt. So we're focusing on turning the pelvis down, not Jane Fonda glute squeezes, but turning the pelvis down. See what's happening? I tuck and I lower. So I'm using my belly muscles also to straighten that out. So when we stand in turned out position for so long, we strengthen those muscles, which makes something called the Q angle more impactful for women. I'm going to show you all this standing up in a moment. But let's go for our last 2 exercises, 8 and 9. We're going to come back on our elbows, lift our chest, and we're going to do the same thing, keeping the chest up. Now, you can stay here. If you would like, you can go up to your hands. It becomes a little more challenging, but try not to do this, right? Your goal is to keep the upper body still. This is going to help strengthen your core musculature while you're strengthening the muscles around your knee. Externally rotated. I should have had that other foot flex that time. I'm going down to my elbows because holy cow, that is a difficult one. It doesn't look it, but you're like, man, I just really want to kind of give up in that torso. Now again, I don't really know how many I'm doing here, but we'll say do 10 of each. I'm going to switch sides because I want you to see it all. And this time, please, yes, flex that foot. Lift the chest. Option to try a few from here. Lifting the toe. And then we're going to turn the toe out to the side. Lift and lower. Going down the elbows. Good. When you've done 10 of each, just really stretch from top to bottom. Now I'm going to stand up and tell you that one last little thing, and then we'll be done. So those 10 exercises really help. What I was talking about when you couldn't see is that we tend to get strong here. Toes are pointed out. We just stand like this. We're naturally more externally rotated. I mean, some men as well. It's more common in women. So as we walk with a slight external rotation, right? Now, can we correct it and start to walk more internally rotated? Absolutely. But it's going to take watching the toes a lot, and it's going to take some time. What we can do until then is strengthen the muscles so that we're naturally pulling a little bit more in line. And also, if these muscles are strong, these muscles are weak, and we're slightly turned out, we have a tendency for our knee to go in a little when we're walking. Now, this is that's way over dramatic, but just so you can see what I'm talking about. Women, because our hips are wider and our kneecap is here, we have an angle between those 2 points, right? If you were to make a little triangle, you guys are like, I am not here for physics. Okay, bye. It was great. It was a great workout. If you want to hear what I'm talking about, stay. So we have this thing called a Q angle if you're making a little triangle here, right? This is good to know, friends. It's so good to know. That angle, that Q angle, if those muscles are weak, it's actually pushing the knee this way. So we can strengthen these muscles. It can help push back against that natural need to turn in. It can save you from a lot of knee injuries and can even postpone years or prevent completely things like knee replacement. This is not saying, do this, you'll never have a knee replacement or a hip replacement. This is saying, can we keep the muscles strong for as long as we can? And then if you have had a knee or hip replacement, you've still got the muscles, maybe not all the tendons and ligaments, at least not where they are supposed to be, but you've got the muscles. You can still do this. So 10 exercises, right? Walking backward. Why I'm yelling, I don't know. This is the coach in me. Walking backward. Exercise 1. Knees over toe lunge. Heel lifts. Little calf raise, right? Toe lifts. Wall sit. On the ground, it was the parallel and turned out single leg raise in both reclined and supported position, and then 10 glute bridges. Mix it up. If you don't have a lot of time, you're like, Gretchen, when am I going to do this? Do one a day. One a day. Right? Okay, today I'm going to walk backwards when I walk. Okay, tomorrow at the end of my walk, I'm going to do my knees over toes lunges. Just pick one. And I can promise you that you will enjoy walking and running a lot more because you are going to be strong in the right places. So leave a comment below. Let me know if you're going to be doing a Disney run this year. I'd love to catch up with you. I'll be at the Wine and Dine. Is that the one? Yeah, the one in November. That's where I will be. I'll also be at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party on the very last day on Halloween. I'm so excited. But that's where I'll be. Hopefully we can hang out. If not, hey, let's meet up sometime. My name is Gretchen, and I would love for you to join me in some of these videos, just hearing more about how fun it can be when you want to be a part of everything, but you're like, that running thing's not for me, but I like to move my body and I like fun races. Anyway, let me know below if that's you. And until then, see you later.